Hello, you're watching my YouTube channel. I'm your host, Kamran Ashel. Today, I've invited a guest to my video, and I want to discuss her life, her visions, her goals, and most importantly, her faith. Today, I'm very excited for today's interview because since I created the channel, I have been looking forward to this interview and this guest as well. I have also undergone 21 days of training from her, and I've learned a lot of new things from her. So, hello again, welcome. We are delighted to have Zona Ijaz here today. Miss Zona, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm great, ma'am. Thanks for asking. But before to kick off, ma'am, could you please tell us what inspired you to pursue a career as lead trainer at IBEX Pakistan, and perhaps share a bit about your journey leading up to your current role?
Yeah, I am actually basically language instructor, and I was a lecturer as well before, and I have actually done masters in applied linguistics. That is all about language, and I've done my specialization in English language teaching. More specifically in my professional career, as when I was a teacher or lecturer, one thing that I have noticed there, the language teaching practices that never gave me that kind of a kick when I was doing that, when I was a lecturer, when I was a teacher, because we were following one curriculum, and in that curriculum we were not actually focusing on how to actually improve your language, but we were just teaching them rules and regulations and nothing very specific that can empower them or encourage them to be more confident in second language, as English has a very good, very big influence on our lives, that. So then I got this, get to know about this job, in which I was told that I have to run a training program where I will work on people's English language skills. That is kind of a target-based job for a specific organization, and they asked me to actually develop a curriculum for that specific program.
Ma'am,
And they have
how long
actually
have you been working with IBEX?
it's
How's your
been two
experience
years.
so far with that?
Experience is amazing because the first thing that they have told me when I've joined, that you are going to have 100% freedom on however you want to practice your program, and this is a blank slate and you can modify it according to your choice. So that is something I saw a window where I can practice all of those things that I have learned so far, and I believe that can be fruitful for people to actually be very good at English speaking, and that can improve their spoken. So I was thrilled. I worked on that curriculum. I presented it to the interviewers. They loved it. I have gone through all those three interviews, and that went amazing, and then that's how I got it.
Great, ma'am. Ma'am, when did you find yourself that Zona is made for this?
Actually, when I was doing my master's, I was very good at presentations, and I was very good at research programs, and I was very good at specifically those practices as a teacher. Uh, I would, give a lot of credit to my father for this, because he saw that kind of thing in me, that I am a speaker. I am someone that whenever I speak and whenever I present something, I get attention of the room, and I just capture everything whenever I'm expressing something or sharing something. So he was the one who used to say that you should pursue it. It's kind of something that will help you. And when I was doing my master's, at that time when I got to know about different strategies of teaching and this and that, and I tried to practice that with my students, it really worked, and it actually gave me that push. When your student come to you, just like you said that you have learned a lot
Yeah,
of things from me, that is
definitely.
something that gives you a lot of kick
That's
of
the
doing
reason I
these
am
things that
interviewing you, ma'am. I was not been able to
yeah.
speak even a single word in English with someone.
So
Right.
so this
So the
is this
credit
is what
goes
it
to
is,
you,
that.
ma'am.
So that's it. When people say me that, they were able to do something just because I have done a little effort in letting them explore themselves. I didn't even do anything. They have everything in them. I just helped them how to look at yourself in different way. So when I came to know that people can do so much more by just that kind of a little practice, so that is something when I
But
found myself that, yeah, this is what I'm made for.
I felt pressure in that time.
Yeah, I
Alright.
know that little pressure is very important. You have to get
Definitely.
out of your comfort zone if you want to try something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Ma'am, you belong to a communication field, training
Yeah.
profession, right? So what is
Mhm.
communication skills? What tools we deals in it?
Communication is skill is something a very powerful tool uh in today's world, in every at every time it is a very powerful tool, because communication is everything. If I talk about it, if you're a very talented person, if you're a very skillful person, but you lack communication in you and you lack the ability to express it and kind of explore it on your own, just because you are not very well enough with your communication, then you might not be able to achieve those levels of success that you can if you have those amazing communication skills. Communication skills, simple definition is that you are able to present yourself, that people are able to see who you are
Mm,
through your behavior, through your point of views, through your thought process. Communication doesn't mean just talking. It's all about it's your behavior. It's a complete personality. It's a complete aura of a person.
mhm.
How that person walks, how that person behaves, how that person moves, what that person thinks, how that person express themselves, and it's all comprehensively
Ma'am, is body
known as
language
communication
matters in
skills.
communication skills?
Very much. You
Right.
say much more without words than words. You can make a lot of messages just by your gestures, your personality, your body language, the way you dress up. So body language, it matters more than words, I would say.
But you have given me the statement at that time that you have a strong body language.
And that is a good thing, that if you are a
Right.
confident person and if you dress well and if you have a professional attitude, then people will start taking you seriously even before talking to you. But if you're a
Hmm.
lazy person and you do not present yourself well in your body language and your non-verbal communication is not strong, then
Hmm.
your first impression will be like that people might not take you seriously. And then you will have to try very hard so that people can start listening to you
Hmm.
and taking you seriously, so that matters.
All right. Ma'am, can you please describe your experience as a lead trainer and how it has prepared you for this role?
My experience as lead trainer is amazing. When I was hired, I was the trainer, but now we have a big team. Mashallah, say we have three, four, or five people, five trainers working in Karachi. We have two trainers working in Lahore. This role is amazing as you know you are constantly working on developing a new curriculum and you are engaging with your trainers. Uh, you actually get input from your other trainers, fellow trainers as well. You
Hmm.
collectively sit together and then, try to update that, and you always take input of all the, people working in your department. So
Hmm.
that is amazing that every person over here in ILA program is responsible and very independent in sort of their training modules and their training techniques, and
Hmm.
we try to respect and encourage everyone in their own way of teaching, in their own way of training, and we try to apply that. And then we work on it, then we see that how it goes with candidates and what is the feedback on it, and then we try that if one trainer is trying something with their candidate so that everyone tries, and then we see that how the results are coming off, and that's how we do it. So
Hmm.
that is going amazing so
All
far.
right. Ma'am, in your previous roles as a visiting lecturer and English lab instructor, what strategies did you employ to engage and motivate students effectively?
As a language instructor at FAST and as a lecturer, being a lecturer, the teaching strategies doesn't matter that much as it matters when I was a language instructor, lab instructor. Sorry, when you're a lecturer, then there is only one strategy, that there is a syllabus, there is a curriculum that I have to finish and that I have to complete with my students, because they're working for their grades, they're working on their CGPAs. That is something that they're working on. So that is
Hmm.
that that is very theoretical,
Hmm.
and that never attracted me that much. English. As far as language instructor or lab trainer, a lab instructor is concerned, there we used to engage student in practical activities. We used to do more of computer work where students will learn how to use research tools when it comes to their linguistic research, how to write being a researcher, because masters is all about masters in applied linguistics is all about how to be a good researcher. So there were different activities that they had to use different tools, and the strategies that we used to do more were that you just explain the theoretical stuff and you motivate students to do these things on their own. They open up their systems, they work on it. The more practical learning was the key at that time. So but again, we were very restricted because of the curriculum and the syllabus that we had to cover. So there were the best practice at that time was that you engage with students. While working on those research objectives that we were doing at that time, you engage with them in different conversations and different ideas from their side. Because when you give a student a chance to share his ideas and you give importance to students' ideas, then that student will get get the confidence of sharing those thoughts again and again. Then he will try to even explore those ideas more. So the best strategy in my lab instructor role was that I try to encourage students to talk about something and share their ideas so that they can learn more. And whenever you encourage them and whenever you applaud them for their participation, then they always work more on that kind of strategy. So that is very important, that you speak less and let your students speak more, because that is language and you're trying to teach them and you're not trying to just improve yours. So that is something that I used to do.
All right, ma'am. How do you approach curriculum development and training program designed to ensure a comprehensive and impactful learning experience, especially for participants?
I'm sorry, telefilm experience?
Yeah, ma'am. A development program and training program designed to ensure comprehensive and impactful learning for participants. Even though you were talking about that, giving them the confidence as well.
Yeah, right. As far as ILA training is concerned, we are supposed to focus on the goal or the company's need of that time. Obviously, we're working at IBEX. I'm working at IBEX, and IBEX is a BPO. It's an outsourcer. So where we hire customer service agents who are supposed to deal with clients internationally. We're supposed to deal with customers internationally. So the major thing that we are focusing over here is to develop a good customer service communication, so that they can give us much more business and they can work a lot for clients. So that is the basic thing that we're focusing on. So whenever we are working on developing a training program or we're developing a curriculum, we focus on that what is the need of the company. The need of a company is to produce good customer service agents and good customer service communication in agents. That is something very important. So while focusing on that, curriculum is also based on it. So as far as ILEC curriculum is concerned, we focus on building up their confidence. So ILEC curriculum is divided into three portions. One is confidence building, personality building. Second is good customer service communication. Third is accent reduction and accent enhancement of a candidate. And then we work on specifically on mock calls and interview session going on, where we try to work on candidates, that how to present yourself amazingly in an interview, how to ace your interview, because that is very important. Interview is a very important part over here, because I'm not only ILA trainer, but we are also ILA trainer and recruiter at the same time. So we're recruiting and we are training. So interviews, confidence, personality, and your language enhancement is basically the
how to present yourself, right?
3 or 4 modules of ILA program. And it is based, and it is all based on the requirements of a customer service or outsourcer company that is working on candidates that who can amazingly develop business with international clients and customers.
All right. Ma'am, could you share a specific instance where you successfully addressed a challenging situation or adapted your training methods to meet the diverse needs of learners?
Yeah, I can tell you one experience. Once we were training a batch, And that batch was not you can say according to the requirement or the desired batch, we could say. And we were working on a lot of we were under a lot of pressure at that time, because we have
You are
batches
talking
coming
about
along.
me?
No, I was
Okay.
I'm not definitely not talking about you.
Okay.
And there was another batch.
I was like that
Two
actually.
no. Two trainers were working on that batch at that time. So the candidates we had in that batch were very different and very diverse. Their main issue was not communication, that they were not lacking communication at that time. We interviewed them. They were fine with communication, but there were other challenges, like personality challenges, like
Mm.
maybe something like family problems, or they have very big emotions they had in their hearts and head at that time, that were holding them back from communicating well. As you know, that communication is very much linked, and language is very much connected with your personality and your confidence and your emotions at the same time. Emotional barrier is a very major factor when it comes to communication. So that is that kind of a batch who were not challenged with communication, but they have other challenges.
Mm.
Let's say that I had a candidate who was unable to utter a single sentence, but whenever I used to talk to her in person, she used to speak fine. So I tried to find out the reason, that what is the problem over here.
Mm.
So she was actually going through something in her life, that that was bothering her, family problems, financial issues, this and that. So at that time, when you know that issue is not the language, that you are not just boost up their confidence by tell them just few cheesy lines or something like that. You cannot just boost their confidence like it. You have to hit that candidate at very specific point, where that candidate will feel safe around, will feel safe, and would like to communicate with you. So we had to convert ourselves more into psychologist or psychiatrist more than a trainer, where we used to counsel a lot than
Mm.
the training program, because counseling was the major part. We have spent like 1 or 2 weeks in just counseling of the candidates, where we just used to sit together in a goal, in a round circle, and we just used to talk about life, and we just used to talk about hardships. That helped candidates to open up, to share their experiences, and then feel confident about it. One
Mm.
thing that is that lack in Pakistani people, or or those candidates who are applying for jobs, that they never get appreciated for something whatever they do, and they never felt like that they have accomplished something. So whenever these people go for jobs, such as big multinational organizations like IBEX or other firms, where they are more concerned about personality and thought process more than their skills, at that time these people lack that confidence of expressing themselves, and see themselves as an accomplished person. So we have spent enough time to make them see that they are enough capable of doing anything. And then we have started the training program, and then we have started working on the communication, and it actually ended up very well, and those candidates actually got selected.
Mm.
And they still thank us for the time, because they were unable to see good in themselves, so we tried to help them to see the good in themselves at that time. So that was very encouraging for us, at the same time very challenging, and that was proud moment for us, and we still remember that time. So that was quite a challenge at that time.
Remember, are the key skills and qualities you believe are essential for someone in your position?
uh, Qualities, what qualities a person should have as a trainer?
Yeah.
Okay, as a trainer, a person needs to be very much patient
Mm.
and understanding.
Mm.
And a trainer must have his or her own strategies of teaching.
Mm.
If a trainer is without a strategy, if a trainer is without observation and his own point of views for a training program, then it's going
Mm.
to be a very tough situation for this target based job,
Mm.
because teaching and training are two very different things. A
Yeah.
teacher is obviously equally challenging, but when you are provided with a syllabus and a curriculum, and you have a
Mm.
deadline to just finish the syllabus, that is something else. But if you have a target, and if you are supposed to train people, and you have to develop a skill in a person, and you are a person without a strategy, without observation, without proper control, you are unable to develop a controlled environment in your class, and you are unable to deliver it and see the results in your candidates, then it's going to be very tough. So your first thing is that you should and must have a strategy of your own, and you should be open to the strategies that are giving to you, that you should be able to understand need of your students. Do not try to impose your point of views all the time on a person, because when you're learning a language, every person is different. Every person need is different. Every person flaw and shortcoming is different. So you're supposed to able to identify that what that candidate needs, and how I will help that candidate, and what is that something that needs to be improved in that candidate. So you should be able to observe well, and be open-minded towards candidates' shortcomings, and just do not impose your teachings on others. Try to learn and adapt from the candidates first, so that you can understand. Try to build a professional bond with your candidates. Do not try to bond personally with them. That is a very wrong thing. Professional bonding is very important. A trainee should feel very safe and open in front of the trainer, because trainer is the only person that can help a trainee. Okay, if a trainer is going to be a difficult person to talk to, then that trainer can never help that candidate. So strategies are very important. Your a trainer's strong observation is very important, and being patient is the most important thing in that whole perspective.
Ma'am, did you ever think early on you would have all this?
That I will have this job or something.
Yeah, job.
Yeah.
You are doing a great job. You are a trainer.
I
You are a
always thought that
lecturer.
I'm
You
doing.
know how to deal with people. You know how to train them, and you know how to make pressures on them.
I always knew that I'm going to do great in life. It's not something wrong. That is something that I always tell my trainees, that always consider yourself that good things are going to happen to you. Whatever you do, the point is that whatever you are doing in your life should have a purpose. I was not always considering myself that one day I will have a big girl job, or I will be sitting somewhere in a corporate office, or this and that. But yeah, the one thing that I have always thought about is that yes, I'm going to have a wonderful future. I'm not just going to waste my life. I'm going to become something. I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to become independent. So that that is very important, that what drives you, what gives you a motivation to do something. I When I was in my university, I was very outdoorsy kind of a student, and very extrovert kind of a student, who used to participate in different activities and different society programs. I used to lead programs. I used to organize events, not and without any thinking of future or something. But I just came to know, and I realized that this is something that boosts up my confidence. Try to do those things that gives you confidence, that makes you feel good about yourself, that makes you feel valuable, then that makes you feel useful for others at the same time. If you're doing something like that, you will know that yes, one day you're going to turn someone who is going to do something big in their lives. Because ये जो यूनिवर्सिटी का जो टाइम होता है, और जो हमारे जॉब के करियर का जो शुरू होता है, उस टाइम पे सिर्फ अपनी ग्रूमिंग और अपनी ग्रोथ को देखना चाहिए. मनी ऑलवेज कम्स वे आफ्टर दैट. सो try to work on try to know about yourself. सबसे पहले तो अपने आप को explore करें कि what you have in yourself, what you like to do, what is the one thing that drives you. You want to be an actor, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a businessman, you want to be a rich man, whatever drives you, then try working on it, and try to find out that what gives you that enough confidence to pull something like that. And one way or another, you will reach one day at a very good point in your life where you will be feeling accomplished and confident. And because it's you who you need to satisfy. Okay, if you're going to keep thinking about others and society and the competition of the market, then your creativity might lack somewhere, and you might end up a complex person at the end of the day. So try to please yourself and try to do things for yourself, and then you will see others telling you that, have you ever thought that you will be here one day? Just like you have asked me this question. So always try to please yourself, then others, then yeah, then things will be better for
Ma'am,
you.
do you make goals, or goal setting matters a lot for the future?
I do, but not all the time. For example, let's say when I got this job, at that time, when I was a lecturer before getting this job, I didn't have any other major goal. Yes, I knew that yes, I will switch one day and I will become a bigger lecturer maybe, or I will become a professor someday. That's what I was thinking. But then I got this opportunity, and because an idea was always in my head that that this simple teaching thing is not something that I always want to do. I always wanted to do something where I could actually practice those things that I have learned and observed, and which I thought are very helpful. So when I got this window, I didn't think of that I am deviating from my path. I am, getting out of the line of becoming a professor or something. I just saw an opportunity. I
Mm.
tried to get it. And I felt like that yes, that is some kind of a push in my career, that I'm going to be involved with multinational organization for this specific reason. So I was thinking more this opportunity like more like a new learning experience rather than career push. Yes, that was in my head. Obviously, often salary was good, everything was fine, but it was more of a learning curve for me at that moment, because I have never practiced something like that, and I was very excited because something new is always amazing. So that was something I was looking forward to. I struggled a lot in the beginning, because in the beginning, when we have started this program in Lahore, whenever you're starting something new, anywhere in an organization, people do not accept it that early or
Yeah.
that soon. They always say that, what's the need? We don't need it. Why this, why that? So, you have to go through a lot of challenges. Like you have to tell people that how important is that. You have to
Yeah.
develop that. You have to work on it like a baby. You have to grow it. You have to raise it. You have to feed it. And then you show them that, yes, that's what I have made so
Mm.
far. So now I can say that, once when I have started my batch with only 8 people. I worked on those people, and now it's 2 years now, and
Mm.
now we have multiple trainers working on multiple batches, and now we have everything, kind of automatic, and a lot of credit goes to my managers and my seniors who have had enough faith in me to let me do things my own way,
Mm.
and they let me explore it, and they listened to me at that time.
Mm.
So now I'm quite happy that that sometimes people are just waiting in line and waiting to get calls from us that when are we going to get recruited in that program. So
Mm.
that's kind of a success.
What do you do for fun?
What I do for fun, music. That is something that I do. Music
Mm.
is something that I don't sing, I just listen to it. So yeah, that is something I love to do. I love to hang out with my friends and with my family. Other than that, just
Mm.
music.
Mm. Right.
Yeah.
Then tell us something what people don't know about you.
I don't think so that there is something very different or difficult that people might not know about myself.
Mm.
I can cook well.
Mm.
I can yeah, I'm a very simple person. And I'm a very talkative person that
This
people
is they
know.
don't know about you.
And
That you are a very simple person.
yeah, I'm a very simple person. It's not very hard to know about me. You can easily know about me
Uh,
because I'm a very talkative person. You start talking to me and you will
yeah.
know that, I'm kind of an open book kind
I
of a
can
person.
imagine,
So
ma'am.
yeah.
All right. Ma'am, thank you so much for joining us today. It was a wonderful having you here and learning from your experiences. But before I wrap
Uh,
up, is there anything you would like to share with our audience or any advice or suggestion for me as well?
I would like to say that whoever is struggling with with their careers, and whoever is whoever is looking forward to get new jobs, and whoever just graduated and trying to find new jobs, I would like to suggest them that whatever they have done so far, however they have accomplished their studies, and whatever they have accomplished so far, always try to keep those accomplishments with you. Do not feel that if you're new, the world is kind of a messed up place where you're not going to get opportunities. There is nothing like that. You just need to believe in yourself. You just need to see that what kind of skill set you hold, what kind of characteristics you have. Try to explore yourself. Just sit sit back for a week or two, try to explore yourself, try to see that what drives you, what you like to do, then go for the interviews, then go for looking, then go out and look for the career options. Do not just try to mold yourself according to the needs of society and that stereotypical behavior that people try to develop in you, that no, you have to do this and that. I know that is a fight that you have to fight for yourself. This is the time. If you will do it for yourself, and you will just sit back and listen to yourself and focus on that how things are going to work out for you, then that is very important. I know it's very difficult. It's very difficult to sometimes fight with your family, or tell them that what I'm good at, but you have to do it for yourself, because at the end of the day, you won't have anyone else to blame other than yourself that you haven't tried at that time. So try to explore your accomplishments and your skill set. That is all what I would like
You
to
have
tell
to own
people,
the
because
things.
yeah, and if you're going to keep thinking, and if you're going to keep blaming others for not trying, then you're not going to get anything. So you have to, because whenever I take interviews, they always say कि जी interview ठीक नहीं हुआ, वो लोग ऐसे थे, वो लोग तो इस सिफारिश पे लोग रखते हैं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता. ठीक है, it's been a very long time since I've been in our organization. I have been working, I have been taking interviews. There is nothing like that. होते होंगे कोई एक दो cases, but it's not the scenario over here.
We
दुनिया
don't
इतनी
analyze
बुरी,
actually what was our mistake.
ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस इतनी बुरी नहीं है जितना
Yeah.
कि बताया जाता है. आपकी अपनी इनकॉम्पिटेंस की वजह से आप अपने आप को खुद सर्च करें, अपने बारे में खुद देखें कि व्हाट इज गुड इन यू, आप किस स्किल सेट पे कहाँ पे मैच करते हैं, आप अपने ऊपर काम करें. आप दूसरों को कुछ ट्राई किए बगैर, कुछ सीखे बगैर,
We
किसी के
like to
ऊपर मेहनत
labelize
किए
the things,
बगैर,
ma'am.
यस, दूसरों को ब्लेम या दूसरों के
Yeah.
ऊपर आप ब्लेम नहीं कर सकते. पहले अपने ऊपर काम करें, सबसे ज्यादा अपने आप को पहले रखें, अपनी चीजों को पहले रखें, उसके बाद जो है बाकी चीजों को ब्लेम करें, और अपनी तरफ से अपनी 100% मेहनत करें. इंसान की जो गट फीलिंग होती है ना, उसको बताती है कि मैंने 100% काम किया था या नहीं किया था. सो ट्राई टू बी ऑनेस्ट विद योर सेल्फ एटलीस्ट. सिर्फ
Very
अपने
good
आप के
advice.
साथ एक बार ऑनेस्ट होकर चीजें करें, आपको सब खुद पता चल जाएगा दैट वर्ल्ड इज नॉट दैट काइंड ऑफ अ क्रैप दैट वी टॉक अबाउट. सो it's us that we need to work on ourselves. So always keep learning.
Very nice advice, ma'am. Any suggestion or message for me?
You're doing an amazing job. Keep working on it, and I hope that whatever you're doing is making you happy and making you much more confident to achieve more. Always open to learning. हमेशा नई चीजें try करें. Always try to find out that what's good for and what is more in and trendy in the market. Because you're in such field where trends and active kind of exposure is very important. So always stay updated on everything, and keep grooming. I'm so proud of you that you're doing it.
Thank you
Amazing
very
job.
much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. Thanks for your time. Have a blessed day, ma'am. Take care.
You
Goodbye.
too.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.